A tough season has just begun for Kenyan exporters to the European Union, and that's because Kenyan exporters will now be required to bear a tax burden of close to 640 million shillings every month in order to access the EU market, following the failure by the East African community to conclude talks on a new trade pact with the EU.
Mostly fresh produce is the big cut flowers. There is fish, there is vegetables. There is tobacco, textiles. There's a lot of products that are going to be negatively affected.
Between now and when an agreement with the EU comes into force, cut flowers will be taxed at the rate of 8.5%, fish at 6%, while exporters of processed fruits and fruit juices will pay 11.7% more in taxes on their products destined to the EU, raising the risk of reduced sales to the EU market and a cloud of uncertainty on the jobs of over 2 million people. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers is now calling on the government to pick the tax tab in order to cushion exporters.
In order to reduce the cash flow pressures on companies, we would obviously like to appeal, and we've discussed that with the government, to expedite tax refunds for these companies so that at least they don't bear the cash flow.
Exporters further want the EAC to be allowed to handle trade negotiations on behalf of the regional bloc's member states in future.
For the foreseeable future, anything between 2 to 4 months, there is likely to be some disruption, so that's a bit unfortunate.
But for now, the likelihood of a new trade deal with the EU hangs in the balance, with Kenya, which is East Africa's biggest exporter to the EU, bearing the brunt of the delayed signing of the agreement. Bella Genga, Citizen Business Center.